Hi, I'm Julie Jacobs, and I'm with Rivertown Christian Ministries International and Frontier Fellowship, and we're on Payne Avenue in St. Paul, Minnesota. And we work with many partner ministries, including Cru. We work with Eastgate and other ministries, and we're on the east side of St. Paul. And St. Paul is a fairly economically depressed and very, very diverse neighborhood. We've been ministering there for about 25 years. We work with the homeless and the hopeless. So I want to give you an update today on how life has radically changed for those that are already in crisis, and now the culture around them is also in crisis. So I want to talk about how the crisis is affecting people and how the homeless specifically, they will work through this as they are able to do so, and they will end up wherever they can. So some of them will end up in parks, some of them will end up in parking lots if they live in their cars. Some of them live in tents and they'll live in the forest or the woods. Some of them will end up at grocery stores or on corners. You will see them out there. How I want to share how it affects individuals. Specifically, for example, this morning, we had a couple that actually host other homeless people in their camp, and they got flooded out last night. And we had to go out with dry tents and dry blankets and dry supplies for them so that they could survive another day. Many of the homeless are now staying in shelters. However, some of them will not come in for that. Some of them live in their cars. Some of them live on their friend's couch. But the point is they don't have any place of their own to live. So we work with Cru, for example. Those homeless care kits that you make, those go out to the camps. That's what we brought out this morning. We brought out a whole set of homeless care kits, some additional supplies. We work with them on long-term discipleship. If we can get them to come in after we've built a trusting relationship, we'll work with them on things like holistic hardware. We'll work with them on WorkNet. We do long-term discipleship through a program that we've developed called Choices. I believe that we're in a very significant time in the church. I call this time the harvest. I believe that we're about to see 1 billion souls come into the kingdom during this harvest. And right here in the Twin Cities, I believe we're going to see at least 1 million. And therefore, we need workers for the harvest. We need to mobilize the church to understand how to work with people, how to love people, how to disciple people, so that they can disciple others until the Lord returns. So what might you be able to do? Well, for example, you can go out into your neighborhood. You can take a sign that says, "Need prayer?" or "I'm here to help," and have a box of toilet paper or a box of sanitizing wipes or some other supplies that people might need, just to begin a conversation and find out how we can pray for people. How you can help with our particular ministry. People need help. They need to be loved, they need to be cared about, and they need to be brought into the kingdom of God. So if they're in trouble, let's say they're thinking, my life is terrible right now. Maybe if they're from the street, they might say, my life sucks. What we want to do is have them ask, what must I do to be saved? So how can we move them from my life sucks to what must I do to be saved? And I would submit to you that there's a question we could ask. What is missing in your life? And they might say, well, I'm missing my entertainment, or I'm missing my sports, or I'm missing my friends. But you can say, is there anything more missing in your life? And see if you can help them understand that what's missing in their life is their relationship with Christ. And when they can say that to you, you can say, can I pray for you? I am a Christian. I believe that God answers prayer. Can we pray? And this demonstrates God's love to them and gives them hope. And that's what we want to accomplish. After that, we can work on their physical needs.